I am currently cracking through my to-do list today. It's all been quite sane. After a bit of a flat day yesterday, what with the mortgage news and stuff, I haven't heard anything back on that yet. I kind of got through the day, and today I came in and thought, well, there's only one way through it, and that's just to be better and get on with it. So that's exactly what I've done, and it's been okay so far. It's been normal kind of stuff. I've written the vlog. Oh, on the vlog actually. So there was a bit of back and forth between one of the editors at Mac O'Clock, the publication that I put my work through. And also I read an email that Medium sent me. So they've had this thing called the Boost program, and they're doing away with that now, and they're doing something called the editors. So the Boost nomination program is ending at the end of this month, and it's now going to be the editor partner program. And it seems that they're trying to encourage editors to put forward stories. They'll earn 25%, I think I mentioned, and I'll earn whatever the story does. So I was talking to one of the editors at Mac Club. I have no connection with them at all. I never ever have any kind of correspondence. You just submit your work, and if it's good enough, it gets published. And I'm lucky enough that my story gets published every week. I used to going back 3 years, I used to write 4 days a week. God only knows what I used to find to write about. But now I try and do one quality story. As you know, I've cut it down because while it's not paying very well, it doesn't warrant my time doing it. But I still want, because it's good for the website and it's good to keep it going. And it will change. I remember going through this before when the CEO changed at Medium. And Medium went off tech altogether, and I was earning nothing. And then suddenly, late last year, I was going through great times. I was earning more in a month there. Well, I've never earned that much in a month before, in whatever job I've done. It was one ridiculously good month. So it will come back, and that's part of I enjoy writing. I think I've normally got something to say. This week's story was about the roaring success that the MacBook Neo's proven to be. And there's real problems with it as well, actually. So yeah, it's just, I'll just wrap up on that so it is changing how they're doing it, but hopefully it will address it and it will carry on. And by the way, it's called the I did make a note. Media Production and Technology Show. That's what I'm going to next week. MPTS, Media Production and Technology. I've had quite a few emails through from that about storage, fun enough, which is kind of to do with what I've written about with the MacBook Neo. So it seems that the MacBook Neo, I keep biting the inside of my lip some of these. I don't know if you do it. You bite it once, and it causes a little blistery thing. And I feel a lump just on the inside of my lip. And then when you're eating, you keep hitting it again. And you think, I just need to let it recover, and you keep on, so annoying. Anyway, so if I'm licking my lip, I apologise. I'm looking like a punch-drunk boxer. That's the reason why. Anyway, yes, so the MacBook Neos looks like it's been it's caused its own problems because it's so successful. I told you, I think, when I was out having lunch this week at the Honor, just before I went into the Honor show, the way to there is, MacBook Neo, can I touch it? It's got this kind of mythical aura about it at the moment because nobody can get them. I've just looked online. There's a 2 to 3 week wait for any storage, any config, any colour. And it seems that what they did, they used A18 Pro chips from the iPhone 16 that were bin versions of it. Typical Tim Cook move. But because demand has been has exceeded what they thought, they've run out of those old chips they had knocking about, and now having to get TSMC to make some new chips. But of course, the new chips are no longer 3nm technology, and they're not bin chips, they're perfect chips. So the MacBook Neo is probably going to be better and even quicker. But of course, that comes at a cost. So then they've got this option, which sounds the likely option, they're going to knock off the base model and just go for the slightly more expensive 512 model, which is something they're doing all the way through the line. I made some notes here this morning. I was looking at some sites, and the Mac Mini, the lowest storage now is 512 gigs. There's a 9 to 10 week lead time on an M3 Mac Studio and M4 Max Mac Studio. And it's all to do with storage. I don't know where it's going to end because, obviously we've got iPhone season coming up, and not only iPhone, it's going to be Google and all sorts. Are these manufacturers going to be able to get enough storage chips for phones? I don't know. Also, talking of storage, I went through a couple of weeks ago at falling in love with my server a bit more, my NAS. Is it right to call it a server? It kind of is, isn't it? And I'm using it a lot more now. So all the photos that I have in Lightroom, I first edit on the NAS. And then once I'm happy with that edit, I pass it over to the cloud version, which means I'm not importing a load of pictures I don't need. I'm only actually sending over to Lightroom on the cloud the version that I've edited and want to use. So it's actually a massive storage save as much as anything. It means I'm not downloading all those images to start with, them importing them and then whittling through. I can do all of that on the NAS, which I love. And yesterday, I think I told you, when I was in my radio days, I used to have albums being delivered sort of weekly. I'd buy old vinyl for the show, the late night Saturday show, and I'd always rip it, which I'm glad I did now because my turntable is buggered and I need to buy a new one, which is money clear at the moment that I don't have. But I've got it all digitally stored on a drive and also in Dropbox. So I brought some folders over and put them on the server. And it's brilliant. I know people talk to me about this, about being a media server, NASes, but it's brilliant. It plays it. I used to, it was a pain. When I wanted to play my vinyl before, I used to have to put it into Audition, create a multi-track session, as it were, and then put the recorded files, because I used to break them down into tracks. I've got each track off the album, 8, 9 tracks, whatever, in a folder with the artwork. Typical me, of course, typical nerd. And I used to play it in Audition, but that's just one step too far. Whereas now on the NAS, I just go and find the folder and it plays just like if I was playing in Apple Music. It's absolutely brilliant. I did try plugging the iPod into the server to see if that would recognise if I could drag and drop the vinyl, but it won't. The only way I'd be able to get the vinyl onto the iPod that I can see is to send it into Apple Music, which isn't worth the ag, so I won't do that. But it's just been really interesting getting to know more and more about the NAS. And talking of the NAS, Ugreen have confirmed that they're sending me, I've got the DXP 4800 Plus down there, a 4-bay one. They're sending me the DXP 4800 Pro. Apparently that's being shipped to me. So that will be coming out in June. Wondershare's money has landed today in PayPal. If I go manually take out, I get charged a fee for that. So it automatically transfers at the end of the day. So by tomorrow morning when I sit down to my accounts, the Wondershare money will be there. And I've suggested to them what I do is post it. Well, I was going to post it today. I haven't heard back. I might wait until next week now until she's read the email just to make. But if the money lands tomorrow, which it will do physically in my account, I'm going to post that tomorrow and pay for 200, maybe even 250 quid. When we did that last boost, I did it for audience. This one's going to be for views. So I'm interested to see what £250 buys. I've never done that before. I'm going to spread it over the month. YouTube like you to do it over the month. I've normally brought it down over 2 weeks because I'm an impatient little bunny. But I'll do it over the month. They said 10,000 views in a month. So let's see what £250 or £200 buys. I'll go 200 to start with. I can always top it up because every pound counts at the moment. So I'll do £200 and see how that goes. So that will go up next week. And fun enough, the Honour video isn't doing terribly badly. Steve, thank you for putting it on the forums. I'm sure your work's doing better than mine in promoting it. I'm just having a look where we're at with it right now, actually. It's gone up to 1,400 views now. So I think it's still, it's a 7 out of 10. So it's gone up from a 10 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10. And with the weekend ahead and maybe people start to think about buying, and I know there's a big day in China coming up, isn't there? One of the big, it's sort of like a Black Friday kind of thing. There was something coming over there. So who knows? It's sitting there now. It's not done as bad as I thought. 1,400 views. It's got a 7% click-through I've just seen. Wow. Okay, it's a low view duration. The AVD's only 3 minutes out of a 15-minute video. Of things that have turned up. Need your help. The AI glasses have turned up. As you can see, not yet opened. That is going to be some weekend homework. I need to understand. It's the In-Air 2 Go Pack. I can probably show you. Should be able to possibly. Can you read that? There you go. That's what I've got. So I need to work out what to do with that. So that's turned up, and the other NAS server's on the way. And with the other NAS server, obviously when I was at home, it's back to my music. When I was at home this morning, I was just getting excited about the most nerdy of things. I should have more important things to worry about. But I obviously I haven't got the local folder that I've got here. I'm not on the network clearly at home, but that music folder is there. So I'm able to play my vinyl at home on the server, and I airplayed it to the AirPod, to the HomePod in the kitchen this morning. So I've got a stereo pair of full HomePods by the TV in the living room, and I've got one HomePod in the kitchen. And I was able to airplay it to there, so I was airplaying my vinyl at home. But what it means more importantly is all the photos I've got on there, which is a year's worth of photos, which is the main thing. I need to use it more. If you've got a NAS, how are you using yours? I know you can stream media on it. Well, I am streaming media now with the music. I've had music playing all morning from my vinyl collection, which has been lush. And I've found out how to put the album art on there so it all looks nice because I like things looking good. So it's only going to get more and more nerdy. I want to buy some RAM to go in there, but of course it's so pricey at the moment, because then I might be able to do some basic edits straight from there, because I think it will cache onto the RAM that I buy. But anyway, that's for another day. But what it means with them sending me the other NAS, and I thought it was going to be the little 2-bay one, but no, it's the big juicy 4-bay Pro version, so it's better than this one. I'll probably leave this one here, but then that means I can have the other NAS at home, which has the benefit I've got a local network at home, so I can play music at home easily, as we've said, and also I'll be able to edit photos at home. But equally, I'll be able to back up, and that's the main thing. I will now back up off-site, so I can put the photos here and then back them up to the NAS at home, all without any cost. So again, it's going to be another learning curve. She's going to send me the spec of what she wants me to do with the server, with the NAS. But I'm whatever that's, I'm going to use it practically that way, and then I'll have to wait to see what she wants me to do with it. I don't know what happens if ever I move studios, how hard it is to set up again. I'd have to go and watch my own video back, I suppose. There was something else I was going to mention as well. Oh, EFA, I've also sent an email to ESR this morning, just saying that I've got my press pass for EFA, so if that's any interest to you, I will be there. So, I never did hear back from JLB. Remember I went up to meet the woman that got me all the headphones and set me up with that meeting while I was over at CES. I've got stacks of pairs of headphones here, which sadly I've never used, but she's never got back to me. She was semi-confident about something to do with EFA. Honor might do something, or their PR company. I dropped into them, as you know, and ESR. So I'm trying to spread out as far as I can to try and find some ways of getting over there. And with these AR glasses, I don't know. Well, I've got to understand what they're like first. But spatial computing, I'm hoping there's a card or something in the glasses that I can record to show what I'm seeing. But anyway, I don't know if I can show those being used in London. I don't know if that's going to be purely studio, a mix of both. I've already got next week's videos made. I'm getting pretty good at doing this now. I'm going to add in a little bit about what I just talked about with the storage situation and what they're going to do. Because with the Neo, apparently, what they're going to do, I said they might knock off the cheaper one and just go with the higher configs. So I'm going to add a little bit into the video and that won't look like a car crash at all, because, you know, it is up to date. I've just seen it, so I'm just going to make a little intro. I'm going to record that probably from this same angle after I finish this. So yeah, I will be in definitely Saturday, probably Sunday. Oh, and something else I've just found out as well. I'm seriously thinking about using the Air as my main phone. Every time I pick it up, I'm just mesmerised by how gorgeous it is. Somebody on meetings today said, how can you call it thin from every angle when you look at that horrendous camera bump? I mean, I bet you can't even see that. It's not a horrendous camera bump. It just feels lovely. And it's dual SIM. So I was trying to work out how to swap SIMs. So I've got, my main line is EE. I think in here I've got a Vodafone SIM. But I don't need to swap. I can just send my main number. This is dual SIM. So I can have 2 SIMs, which also means, I assume, tell me if I'm right, if I'm an EE, although they keep saying they're the best network in the UK, I think they're crap. And if I'm in an area with no reception, which EE seems to have a lot of, and Vodafone always seems to have connectivity, it means that I should be able to get connectivity anywhere. Well, it doubles my chances, certainly, doesn't it? And, okay, not many people have got this other number. I think maybe my daughter has, but it's just really review numbers, you know. So, and I've got the spare Tesco SIM sitting, the physical SIM sitting under there that I took out of the other phone. But if it's dual SIM, I always wondered what the point of that was. Now I understand the point of it. So I can have 2 numbers. I mean, I should not be acting surprised, should I? I run a tech channel. But I can have 2 numbers on the one phone, which is really cool. And then I can just retire the Pro Max to be in the camera bag as a standby camera. I did use it the other day with the 110 super wide from Reflex, and I was doing some lookup shots, and I think I've got a really nice shot out of that. I've just posted the last of my St Paul's shoot today, so that was about 9-10 days, and I think I got about 3 or 4 shots when I was in London the other day, so it's just about enough to see me through until I go back into London next week. What I'm going to find around Olympia, I don't know. I might even drive up to Olympia. I haven't looked at what the newest trains are yet. I don't know, it'd be Hammersmith or something. I don't know. I'll look at what's near to it. But I'm sure that one's at Olympia, and the podcast shows at Islington. Islington will definitely be the tube. Funny, I drove there before because of my lack of liking public transport and people. But I can't remember what we called this in, actually. Is this in log? I've got a feeling I could be recording in log. Oh well, I think I am, but it kind of looks okay on one. I didn't set the white balance or anything. But anyway, that's my day so far. I don't know what I find to ramble on about every day, but it's always stuff, isn't there? Always stuff. Have you noticed Casey's done a lot of this week as well? Oh, I might take a cue from Casey, actually. I might put a little date stamp on these videos. Now, as they're going out daily, I might just, on this one, start with a, tiny little lower third, Friday, 8th May 2026, because if we do them daily and people look back on them, and you never know, the channel might become a success one day. People might enjoy the boring ramblers of a man sitting talking to himself. Anyway, I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you. Anyway, I'm very excited about eSIM, and I'm very excited about the NAS and being able to stream music. I'm going to go back to streaming music after I've done that little bit to drop into the video. And I put all the video together last night. It's basically fine. I've got loads of B-roll I took. Did you enjoy seeing the Honor stuff, by the way? I hope you liked the little inside look to that. Anyway, I'm rambling now. It's another 15 minutes. I'm taking up too much of your life. I'll speak to you tomorrow.